In this video, I will demonstrate how to configure backup for a virtual machine running in Azure. The first step is to create what is called a recovery services vault. I do that by selecting backup and site recovery and then selecting create. I select the resource group that I wish to deploy it to. I select a name for the vault. In this case, I call the vault Contoso Backup Vault. I select create and it performs the deployment of that backup vault. Once the recovery services vault or the backup vault is deployed, I can then configure backups. So I select the notifications tab and then I select go to resource. This brings me to Contoso Backup Vault. I scroll down. The first thing I wish to show you is the built-in backup policies. Backup policies determine how often a backup occurs. Here we are viewing the default policy. The default policy has the following settings: that a backup will occur daily at 6:30 p.m. Universal Time, that every backup taken will be retained for 30 days. You can modify the policy and apply other settings, but we will keep the default policy settings here. I go back to the backup vault. Next, I select backup. I select where my workload is running, Azure, and that I want to back up a virtual machine. I keep the default policy, which we just saw the settings configured for. I then add virtual machines. Azure Backup then will check my subscription for virtual machines. I select Contoso Virtual Machine 1 in the Contoso resource group. I select OK. It validates that choice. I then select Enable Backup. It configures and then applies that backup policy to that virtual machine. Of course, we know that even though we have configured backup for that particular virtual machine, the backup policy dictates that backup will only occur at 6:30 p.m. Universal Time. We go back to the backup vault, and if we select backup items, we can see which items are being backed up to this vault. We have one virtual machine, which is Contoso VM1, and we get a warning saying that initial backup has not yet occurred. I select backup now. I then select the OK option, and this will perform an immediate backup from this point in time of that virtual machine so that I do not have to wait until 6:30 p.m. Universal Time for that initial backup to occur. Of course, if I want to wait for that initial backup to occur, I can do that as well. I go to my notifications tab. I am able to view that the backup has been triggered. I can then go back to my recovery vault, and in my recovery vault, the list of backup jobs is displayed with Contoso VM1's backup status listed as in progress. I wait for some time to occur. I select the refresh option. The backup job list is displayed and the backup operation has the status of completed.